Good. Apparently, you're there too. Is that correct?
I'm here.
All
Yep.
right. Glad to hear from you always. We have Cheryl here with us in studio today. She's feeling much better from last week, thank God. What was it? Migraines, right?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, they get her on steroids or something now for that. Which,
Oh, no, that was the back. Oh, yeah.
oh, it was the back. Okay.
Sciatic nerve. I was introduced to, the pain that's associated with, sciatic nerve. That's always fun.
Oh, there you go.
Right. You didn't hear me? Nobody did?
Nobody heard
so
you.
I was just.
She don't have.
No. She didn't have one. All right. Can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. I was introduced to the pain associated with sciatic nerve.
Okay, anyway, little equipment problems here
Say that
this
what?
evening. By the way, we have a special guest with us, Andrea here, very nice lady. She decided instead of me taking the cab, she's Cheryl's friend, to bring us up to the show and
Join us.
She wanted to join in and sit on the front porch here on Robbie's Beach and just chime in with us. How you doing there?
I'm doing good.
Anything new going on in your life?
No.
Yeah, she does a good thing. She takes care of someone that needs help with, he's going through chemo and, you help clean the house. I mean, you do a lot of good things. That's a good thing to.
He's a handful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, that's why you were telling me that before about the guy on chemo. Man, that's really tough. And
it's very tough.
Well, it's got to be tough for you too to take care of him and watch him go through that pain.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can really do about it except for
help him.
It's just one of those days.
He's doing good though. Like he's
it's
taking
one of those
it.
days. What are you gonna do? Wow.
No, chemo's hard. Period. I know when my stepfather went through it. I mean, he was the strongest man I knew, and he took him down within 6 months. I mean, going through chemo is like it can't be fun.
No, he's 74, and I'm like asking the doctor, it's like, well, what's his percentage of after going through that? And they couldn't tell me.
No,
I don't think I would do it at 74.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Andrea.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my buddy JoJo, who died, I think, a month after I left Leland over there. He knew he had big heart problems, and there was ways to fix him. He didn't want it. He just went out his way. He went out, basically being the beach bum in his own house. He wasn't, living in the street, and just went out doing that. He wasn't a big drinker or nothing like that. He was kind of a pothead, and just went out happy.
No.
He said the hell with taking all that medication and laying in the hospital because he did have to go once. I called, and he was so thankful to you, Robbie. You called. What is someone supposed to do? We're both veterans.
Yeah.
I know what happens. You're down on the ground. You're breathing. I don't have to perform CPR. Well, let's get 911 here. What happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
And they come and they took him, and he was grateful because they did save him that time. But after that, it was like basically you got a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should have a choice. I think
Yeah.
like animals, you can put them to sleep. If our destiny is dying, like
Right.
you have an illness that you're not going to come out of. I think you should just be able to.
Truth. Right. I want to go to Mexico because there's a juice. It's an all natural juice remedy instead of doing chemo like we do here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I decided that's what I want to do. So I'll say it.
I know mine was bladder. They just went in and did it. Boom. It was done in 3 hours. And I haven't had a follow-up yet. I should, but
That's what my
apparently it's
grandma
gone.
died of. Bladder cancer.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom and it was red and it was like, Ripro.
Yeah. No.
I was fortunate that happened to me that way, though. I caught it early by accident. Otherwise, nobody knows when it started. It just was there.
Yeah.
Grigor,
Yes, sir.
are you about sick of the news and Stormy Daniels?
I think she proved that it's a fraud and she's in it for the money. And that's what it was all about from the beginning. She kind of screwed herself in her testimony. She admitted she hates Trump. She admitted she wants him in jail. And from the old cases, you know, she admitted a couple times that the affair never happened, and now it did, but then it didn't. Now it does.
I do know this
she's
though.
not a credible
How much
witness.
did they pay her?
No, that's irrelevant too. But
She owes.
But I wanted-
She owes $500,000. She already lost the case against him. She owes him $500,000, and she says that she refuses to pay, and she's been ordered by the court, and she doesn't care.
But I want to tell you what though.
Incredible.
What I'm really
She has no
shocked about.
credibility.
What I'm really shocked about.
So
Stormy, you know what? That she does look like a storm coming in. As far as when I look at her, I don't think she's that pretty. But Marla Maples, you remember Marla Maples with Bill Clinton? How did that fly away so quick? But this just doesn't.
Marla.
And why would this even come up? I'm not a
What are you
lawyer. I'm
talking
not
about,
an
Marla
idiot.
Maples?
How did his lawyer not stand up and say this is irrelevant to the case? It has nothing to do with the crime, which the jury hasn't even been told what the crime is yet. Did somebody explain that to me?
I don't know.
I'm baffled. I've been looking online, listening to all the stupid TV programs, the radio jockeys, and it's like an unknown crime. They're just fishing. And
Well, there's nobody knows what the damn crime is. It's just about trying to make Trump look bad and destroy his character. It's all election interference.
He doesn't need any help.
I mean, could you imagine being an American citizen and you are not permitted to speak? Your First Amendment rights are taken away from you, but the accusers of your crime, who you're supposed to be able to face your accusers and the crime you're accused of, which they haven't been given the details on that yet. How would you like that? Pinellas County Sheriff pick you up here and take you in, and what's the charges, Robbie? We'll figure it out later on. We're throwing you in a tank here for a minute. And
Well, that's the whole point. It could happen to you. They can do it to him. They can do it to you. The whole thing is corrupt. The case in Florida where he the documents case, they admitted this week that they mishandled the evidence, is what they called it. But the whole thing was a setup. The FBI had taken other documents, and they set the whole photo up. The documents didn't match what was on the inventory that they took. The photo, the whole thing was a lie. So the judge has suspended the case indefinitely because they were caught red-handed. What do you call it? They tampered with evidence, and they admitted to it this week in court. So that one was suspended indefinitely.
if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
And the one that's going on in Georgia, that DA down there, she's a joke. She's totally awful. How her boyfriend gets suspended from the investigation or from the trial, but she doesn't, for the affair that they were having while they present this case against him.
That cracks me up. I did see part of that again on the news tonight.
Wait,
what cracks me up?
The judge donated to her campaign, which she said, if I'm elected, that's Fannie Willis, is, she would take Trump out. Well, the judge in the case donated to her campaign that she ran for to become district attorney. She actually used to work for this judge, or the judge used to work for her. I mean, the whole thing is a fraud. The judicial system is corrupt, and this could all happen to you. And if you don't have the money to defend yourself, you're going down in
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, and what's funny is, it always, no matter what, the devil always tries to lie to you, but the truth always comes out one way or another. And I think the people are finally starting to see the truth, what they're doing here. I mean, if they're trying to destroy this man that bad, he must really either be Satan or he's trying to destroy Satan and our out of control black ops government. And that's a question I want to get to, Gregor. Who the one judge's daughter is making millions of dollars off of book sales or something or other?
Yeah, I think that's the New York judge. That's
yeah. They finally showed his face on TV.
Yeah,
he's the one that ran definitely straight up that he's gonna nail Trump.
The whole thing is election interference, and they don't care. They don't have a crime for him. They have all these accounts against him trying to find a crime, but they haven't determined one yet.
That is correct.
The one in New York was supposedly a misdemeanor, and
elevated to a federal offense by a local judge. How do you do that? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm not stupid either. I mean, what are some of the old lawyer programs we used to watch? L.A. Law. I mean, I'm not stupid. We learn a little bit even from watching those stupid programs. This is just, it's egregious. It's absolutely egregious. And
it's obvious what's going on, and I think that's why he's playing along with it.
Well, what's scaring me is they have finally realized this is what's going to get him elected. And I actually, I asked Jesus last night, please put him in jail. And I can't see how they can put the SS troops, the Secret Service, in jail with him. I keep calling it prison, though. That's what cracks me up. They're going to put him in prison. No, you're going to go to jail first, and then you get decided what your whole for contempt of court.
Right.
You go to jail. I've done that. I missed the court date. I spent 10 days in a lovely 49th Street hotel down here in beautiful Clearwater, Florida. It's only $22 a night, folks. So if you get too stupid and drunk on our beautiful beaches, has it gone up? Well, last time I know it's $22, and I tell you what, that's even before you're proven guilty or innocent, before you even see a judge. That's what it costs. However, if it's something stupid like a minor trespassing or open container, you just tell them right at the gate before you put your orange shorts on, I got $100. Bam, you're out on the spot for $100. So you actually save $78 and take your ass back. Take yourself back to your hotel. Now, if you're a local like me, the hell with it. Spend the night, get a couple of nasty sandwiches with the red bologna.
You get time served in the morning.
Yeah, see the judge. Well, or they'll give you a $107 fine, which that's a joke too. It's funny.
Too funny.
I had a judge one time that told me. She told me straight up. She said I was homeless making $165 a month. She said, Robbie, Mr. Ferenz. She said, if I was you, I wouldn't pay it. And she told me, have a great day. I hope you get your disability from the VA. I should be on out of the room. I'm like, okay, I thought it was going to be a really bad day, but Jesus, I guess you're sitting on my shoulder, and I know you're up there laughing. You laugh at me all the time, usually when I make a mistake, but I know you was laughing because I didn't expect that to happen. It was fun. Boy, I tell you, down here in Florida, it is so different.
It's hot.
Oh my God,
it's
has it been hot?
Yes.
We got an early summer here, man.
Yeah. It's going to be bad this summer.
I'm talking.
Yeah, I seen that up in Pittsburgh. All that crap coming up from the Midwest when I used to live out there. The tornadoes.
I hear birds. Do you hear birds?
Yes.
Again.
Yeah, said bird again.
Yeah, that gotta be Aaron.
Aaron, you have birds?
You got a bird back there or something?
I can find out. let's put Aaron on hold.
Okay, and see if the bird goes away.
It did.
Yep.
Okay,
Aaron.
let's put Aaron back.
Yep. Aaron, you have birds.
Yes.
You know
Birds
what,
are with you.
Aaron, I think it's time to give you a real nickname. We're going to call you Tweety Bird. No, I'm kidding. Just joking around a little bit. Hey, speaking of joking around, I don't know if you listened to the show before. A stand-up.
Stand up for
Yeah,
news.
Four News. I keep forgetting the word Four News. These guys are pretty good. Matter of fact, I talked to them after they left the studio, and man, he's going to get a hold of me. Apparently, this guy's pretty funny. He wants to come on the show and be a guest. So maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll have him on and get a chance to discuss with him. He sounds eager and groovy dude, man. Yeah, it'll be fun. And
It's always good to laugh.
I'm always busy out there thinking and losing my mind before the show, and I really don't listen to what they say. But sometimes you just can't help but stop laughing, which is good because then it takes my mind off of going into one of my stupid panic attacks. But I digress. Hey, Greg, did you ever hear about this? Curtis and Leroy, they bought a mule for $100. Okay. Now, the farmer agreed to deliver the mule the next day. And the next morning, the farmer drove up and said, "Sorry, fellers, I have some bad news. The mule died last night." Well, Curtis and Leroy says, "Well, then just give us our money back." And the farmer says, "Can't do that. Went and spent it already." And they says, "Okay, then just bring us the dead mule." And the farmer says, "Well, what are y'all going to do with the dead mule?" "We're going to raffle him off." And the farmer said, "You can't raffle off a dead mule." "We sure can. We don't have to tell nobody he's dead." A couple of weeks later, the farmer runs into Curtis and Leroy again. And what your fellas ever do with that dead mule? We raffled him off like we said we was going to do. Leroy said we sold 500 tickets for $2 a piece and made a profit of $898. Remember, they made 100, so it's 1,000 minus 100, $898. And the farmer says, "Didn't anyone complain?" Curtis says, "Well, the fella who won got upset, so we gave him back his $2. And I'm going to tell you where this is the funny part is Curtis and Leroy, they're newly employed, by the way. They work for the government. They're overseeing the bailout and stimulus program. I was dry humor. I thought about it this afternoon. I found it funny. I was so bored today on Facebook. Cheryl was out doing her crap. None of the neighbors were around. I was sitting all alone, wanting to put my head against the wall. And I had enough Friends episode. Losing my mind.
No more Friends episodes. What about Sheldon?
Young Sheldon. Well, you know what? I didn't understand why. No, they're canceling. They're not going on with the future of young Sheldon and some sort of discrepancies. I didn't know. I didn't realize it. And this is why they shouldn't do what they're going to do. Young Sheldon's father in that series, he also was on Big Bang. And he was supposed to be the bully that picked on Leonard. He was only on one episode. It was funny. He did a great job. I didn't remember it until I saw the pictures on Facebook. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, that was him when he was younger. So they're saying there's incongruities. How can you explain this guy's features? Well, so what?
Right.
You
Imagination, they don't have that.
So you died off. Big deal. You know, I mean, what's a big deal?
Look at the time.
Promotional considerations. Promotional and other considerations for the It's All Groovy show brought to you by
the Mama Audrey Project. It's for the helpless, hopeless, and hungry. Here to give you hope, help you up so that you hunger only to help the hopeless. I guess we keep going.
Yeah. So
there we go. No,
Robbie
this is
had jokes.
Huh?
Robbie had jokes.
Yeah, he had a joke.
Got to play his break song for 30 seconds.
So this lady goes to pharmacy.
Hold on, Gregor.
We got to play his break song for 30 seconds. Okay, there you go.
Awesome. Right. So now we're back.
Okay.
All right, go.
So this lady, she goes to the pharmacy and she wants to get some cyanide. And the pharmacist says, well, what do you want that for? She says, I want to take out my husband. She says, well, I can't do that. I can't tell you that. So she digs through her purse and she pulls out these pictures of her husband with the pharmacist's wife. And she says, oh, well, I didn't know you had a prescription.
That's cute. That's funny. So how's the weather in Pittsburgh? Because it's been dreadfully hot here.
No, it turned cold today. It's raining right now. We've had thunderstorms last night or the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in the high of about 70 maybe.
Wow.
But it's cold and damp.
Yeah, we have it to where, I mean, I don't usually sweat, and my goodness, I cannot cool down. I feel like my iPhone, too hot to work.
Well, it changes every day here. Yesterday, it was a little bit sunny. It was humid for a while. And today, it's cold and rainy. I mean, if you want to know what the weather is in Pittsburgh, you got to look out the window.
The steering wheel was too hot for me to touch at first today.
Yeah.
When I was leaving Walmart.
I used to remember getting in the car, and I was afraid to touch the leather because I knew I'd get burned every time. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets hot.
It's only May, though.
I know. That's the scary part about it. We're not in our hottest months yet. What's it going to be
This
like?
time of year up here, it changes every day. You look at your phone for the weather report, you can only look at it for today. Because what they're calling for tomorrow is going to be different.
Well, you have changed. See, we're just in that. When you go to the beach and the water feels like bath water.
Yes.
It's hard to cool down.
Right now, it's good, though.
Right now, yes. You go there and it's like a lot cooler. It's clear too. When I went, I could see the fish swimming with you, which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's what starts hurricane season down there is the warm water.
Yeah.
The moisture's picked up, and that's hurricane season. What, like now through September?
August, September.
Is it?
No, actually, it starts June 1st
It goes till
does it?
November.
until November.
That's
Okay, I'm a month off.
okay. Don't rush that. Yeah. We've been lucky. That's all I can say.
Have you ever been through a hurricane?
Yes, I've lived here all my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've
I've been-
seen several of them.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Where they say it's gonna come, it's gonna hit, and then it veers off and goes somewhere else. Or,
It's
Do you
actually kind of
evacuate?
fun when they have
oh yeah, we've
hurricanes.
evacuated a couple times.
Wow.
I lost power for a week.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
No.
But like when they shut everything down and everybody's like barbecuing and stuff,
Well,
it's kind of
yeah,
fun.
that's
you
cool.
know?
But
But
not when it's hot like this. That would be
when it had no power for days, that was not fun.
no, it wasn't. We went a week.
Yeah, it was terrible that
I
one
was
year.
You have to
It's so
board
much-
up your house and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had one that was bad. Everybody was out of power.
Yep. We were at. I mean, it was our whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
I lived at Starbucks.
Yeah. There was nowhere you couldn't even get coffee anywhere.
Yeah.
I was at a hotel room and we had to walk like miles and nobody had coffee in the stores. Nothing.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's our weather when we go through the hurricanes and yeah, when you drive through and the water is like coming up to your doors,
Yeah.
you know?
And the wind's ripping. There's
Yeah.
no cars on the road. It's like ghost town.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just different. Yeah. It's kind of eerie. If you think about it, I'm like,
I left my phone in here, so I couldn't hear what they were talking about when I was outside. So I have no idea where we're at right now.
we're talking hurricane.
Oh,
Hurricanes. Yeah.
Hurricanes to me anymore become fun. I can't wait. That's what we
Well,
didn't
that's
do.
because you're goofy.
Say
Because
what?
I'm goofy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why they're fun. They're not fun for anybody but
Hey,
you. Because you're goofy.
I've gotten them right every time since 2008. What the heck was the last name? I forget, but it was coming right for Tampa. No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
It always does that.
What I did with the government, I work with meteorologists, one of my best friends. I learned a little bit. Yes, I am considered a genius, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I do know the weather. It's pretty simple. They just rely on computer now, and that's why it's no good. And that's because it gets you to tune in tomorrow. We'll have an updated forecast. You know,
Watch and see what it is.
and not only that, especially just the Pittsburghers know this when snow comes. What's the first thing to run out off the grocery shelves up there?
Something hot.
Water.
Well, yeah.
Water.
No.
That'd be here. You would
Come
think.
on, Gregor.
Alcohol.
Toilet paper.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Toilet paper and milk.
Yep.
Same thing down here, no difference. Then they get you to go out and run and buy generators and get your saws and all that ready.
What's everybody talking about? Losing power for a week, a year? I don't know. What
2025. I think I know what you might be alluding to.
people are like stocking up on canned goods, and I had someone tell me, "Have you noticed that the shelves are bare?" And I went, "Yeah, a little." And they said it's because they're stopping.
It's social media.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
All
it's the
right.
same idiots that started the toilet paper craze during the pandemic.
Okay.
Tell me once during the pandemic we needed one more roll of toilet paper than we did
Right.
without the pandemic.
Right.
I knew it.
It's crazy. I know.
Well, then again, at that time there was the supply chain problem. Man, who scripts this? George Soros and the gang, I guess.
Just boost sales.
It's
That's all it
something.
does.
I refuse. I'm not gonna. I don't want to stock up on canned goods and.
See, there is something else I know you're alluding to, but I can't remember that. But I know because I get this crap comes up on Facebook. I like to look at things about outer space because of what I did for the government, and it's a damn fossil fuels, by the way. I want to iterate that first before we go any further. But no, solar cycles run. I think it's 11 years. Excuse me, I believe if I'm correct, and I don't remember the year, but the last one that wiped everything out for a while. You're going to lose. I mean, it's like an EMP. And the last one was sugar plum. I think 100 years ago, it was as bad as it's supposed to come next year, 2025, where you can see the aurora borealis as far south as Hawaii.
Oh wow!
I mean, that's a lot of electromagnetic stuff floating around in the air there, and of course, that's going to change the weather. You know?
Right.
Man, I saw them schmucks on Channel 8 this morning telling me about, Madeira. I guess Madeira is having problems in that last storm where the beach got eroded pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. But sea level has risen. And I'm like, okay, it has because it was eroded from the wind.
Mm-hmm.
The sea level didn't rise. The terra firma went away.
It did rise.
Right?
It did rise.
It did rise.
Yeah.
I keep explaining to these people, the sea levels will go up and they will go down.
Mm-hmm.
We call them tides.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep.
My friends live on the beach. And I said, listen, we've got some yahoos that do a show that green thumbs and all that stuff and tell us the water is coming in and the tides are rising. Have you had to move any of your furniture closer to the house off the beach? No, not once. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that last storm we had come through here, and this cracked me up. I was living at the bungalows, and honest to God, and I lost it because they shut down that Facebook account, but I caught a transformer getting struck by lightning, which was really kind of weird.
What happened?
Unless,
Yeah, I lost something there.
Huh?
what happened?
I don't know.
I can't hear. I can't hear
I'm
him.
back. But anyways,
Hold on.
yeah,
I hear him.
You
Yeah,
hear
I
him?
hear
Oh, okay.
I lost my own voice in my headset, and I thought it was
I don't
blind.
hear 'em.
You don't hear him? I don't
I
either.
can't hear him.
I
It sounds
can't
like
either.
you'll knock.
Technical difficulties here at 1340
WTAN.
WTAN Talk Radio Network.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure Ed will fix it for
What
us.
happened? I don't know.
I don't know.
Thanks for letting us know. Because we don't know. That's why I did, because my headset went dead, and I'm like, hey,
Well, I couldn't hear you anymore.
I mean, if anybody doesn't know, I love hearing myself. If you ain't figured that out yet, then
Exactly.
you don't know me at all. And it was, as a kid, I hated hearing myself. The parents would have recorded us, and I'm like, matter of fact, Audrey and Jimbo used to say, Robbie, you couldn't carry a note if you had a backpack and somebody was holding it up for you. And I don't know what happened in my life. I guess that baseball bat that hit me in the head, and then the military and the wonderful thing they did to me with MK Ultra program. Look that up, you guys. Anybody out there that happens to be listening. I know there's people out there listening. I see, by the way, we got some pretty good views from last week's show, which really stunk, by the way. I don't think any of us got it right. If anybody, Ed's probably the only one that was on par. We are fledgling right now. We're getting it together. We don't rehearse, but we did rehearse part with the commercials, and we blew that anyways. It didn't work. But I didn't collaborate with Ed either. We got slowed down. We were waiting for a ride, and just things happen. And that's what God wants it sometimes, That's it. But
just walk that line.
we'll let me know.
Well, things happen when you do a live show.
Oh yeah, definitely. It just
no big deal. You just move on and keep going. That's all.
Yeah,
Again.
this ain't Jimmy Fallon and all them where they got their scripted part, and then they'll let you talk for 30 seconds. Boom, agree, disagree with you, and cut you off the line. If you're yakking, keep yakking. I don't care. We're sitting on Robbie's beach. We're just sitting out on the lanai, front yard, backyard, whatever.
Well, those guys, all they do is just bash Trump for the first 30 minutes. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
That Stephen Colbert guy, wouldn't you just like to smack him and take his lunch money? And he had that.
He is such a
And then
clown.
you remember he had last night. He had that Jen Psaki, the old the White House respondent, the one that looks like the girl from band camp.
Yeah.
You remember this one time at band camp? She was talking how it was disgusting that Trump had did all this stuff and as a president, and immoral with his wife and all that. And for a press secretary or whatever she's got an awful short memory.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you. Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong. It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part, for which I am solely and completely responsible.
Really caught me off guard on that one.
that's
I had a comeback, but it just blew my mind up.
Put that blue dress
You
on. Put
completely
that
blew
blue
my
dress
mind.
I wonder if that blue dress is in the
Oh,
Smithsonian
Jesus.
somewhere.
I'm sure.
I was going
right?
to say it wasn't sex anyway. They were just sharing a cigar.
Ooh, the dress got a little dribble on it.
Yeah, that's it.
They totally destroyed that woman.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a shame.
And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. They've been doing this for years. If you're going to throw a wrench into their machine, they're going to destroy you and get rid of you.
I saw Hillary.
Character assassination.
Hillary went up to one of the press people and wanted to give her opinion on this. I would have said, "You got to be kidding me! Really? You want to give your opinion?"
Because she's so credible.
Right. Her husband did it how many times? How much did Paula Jones get? 800,000.
Yeah,
Paula Jones
really
got.
wasn't much.
Yeah, she got
even at the time.
$800,000 to keep her mouth shut.
Well, to thank her for keeping it open.
So that was Lewinsky. She didn't get that kind of cash.
Oh, they were sharing a cigar. So, I mean, and remember, it depends on what the word is. So it wasn't sex.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. Wait. Define sex. If you
They
need
can't
to
even
define
define
sex,
what a woman is.
Yeah, that one cracks me up too. Yeah, nobody can define what a woman is these days.
What?
well, that was before the time.
I
Yes,
just
it was.
talking about that garbage. I just saw something on Facebook the other day, and I thought it was kind of interesting to see these young people answer. And yeah, we need to talk about that too. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Ask them. Oh hell, I completely went off track. I lost my mind there.
Ask him.
The question was so basic they didn't have. Oh, if once you're born, can you change your race?
Once you're born,
Change your race.
Some can lie about it.
Well,
We've
of course.
We've seen that.
Well, we know that.
What was that one
you
woman
can
that
change your
lied?
religion.
Yeah, what's her name
Yeah,
up there?
That's
the lady that worked for the NAACP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Rachel Salazar, I think.
they all said no, it's wrong. And then they ask, well, can you change your gender? Well, yeah. And they ask, well, why? Why can you do that? You're born either XY or X chromosome, right? Well, why can you change it? You can't. When they find your dead bones 1,000 years from now and look at this retarded civilization we got and say, that's a man, that's a woman. But then they're going to find the makeup and go, wow, well, it must be some sort of ritual or something. I don't know.
Right.
I have
Yeah,
no idea what
yeah.
to
I can see them doing that with the dinosaurs, right? They're discovered bones. Was it a boy or a girl dinosaur? It was non-binary.
Non-binary.
It was a carnivore. Say what?
Yeah, it's a total joke. What they're teaching these kids, I can't explain it.
Yeah.
It's
the following.
I don't know. It
The
doesn't make any sense. But part of the problem is we go along with it. We use their language. Like when they say that a child is assigned at birth, you're not assigned.
Hey, you know what time it is? You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's now time for Roberto's beach weather with chief meteorologist. Stand up.
How you doing tonight? Here in beautiful Pinellas County, Florida, the Sunshine State. Currently 80 degrees. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning 75 degrees, mostly cloudy, high 83, with scattered thunderstorms before midnight. And the local news ding-dongs around here can't seem to get it right because they changed and said rain is coming on Tuesday. But remember, in Florida, it never lasts more than an hour or two, except for when the hurricane comes in. So get yourself out and enjoy all this weekend. It's a wonderful time to be in Florida. And now let me hand it back off to Cheryl.
Yeah. Cool. It's hot.
Oh,
What?
these goofballs on campus.
Oh,
We talked about that last week, too. I mean, how
Yeah.
could they not step in if it was against any other sect of society, how they try to chop us up all into different, instead of just being Americans? Oh, that's what somebody said to me today. It was neat. The 4th of July, this should be the best 4th of July ever, because this 4th of July, why don't we all just act like Americans and not give me this crap on the news where he needs the black vote? Well, why is the black vote different than the white, the Chinese, the Indian, the drunk down the street? Why is it a different block? Do they all think alike? I certainly hope not. If you think alike, well, your life is pretty darn boring. And I tell you what, I don't think like a lot of people. And my life is still boring, but it helps, you know. I don't get it. Well, I turned the news off this morning. I got so tired of hearing.
yeah, I do too. That's why I don't watch TV.
There was some sort of fight or something that broke up?
I don't watch TV either.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's a psyop. 80% of the protesters or the rioters, they don't even belong to these schools. They don't go to these schools. Less than 20% of the rioters actually go to these schools.
Then why aren't they escorted off?
Because they're pushing the deep state agenda. So there's a two-tier justice system.
Mhm.
This DOJ won't prosecute these people. They're not January 6ers.
Mhm.
They're pushing socialism. And this government needs the chaos to collapse the government. It all goes back to Cloward and Piven. Back in the 60s, roles for radicals, how to collapse a government without shooting or a battle. And they overload the system with illegals and chaos and civil rights. They just keep spending money. And eventually it becomes unsustainable, and it will collapse.
Mhm.
Oh, see, really what I think is going on there.
That's why people are stocking up on foods and stuff.
Okay.
Because when it collapses, you won't have any grocery stores.
Right.
You only got a 3-day supply
Right.
on the shelf. So when the government finally does collapse, if you don't have some kind of storage, one of two things going to happen. You're either going to go hungry, or you're going to gather up your forces and you're going to go steal food from other people who did prepare.
Mhm.
Back to the politics of it there, Gregor, with this campus thing that's going on. I noticed something very strange today. Now I am remembering back because I was up at 4:00 this morning, then I fell back asleep, woke up, blah, blah, blah. I thought I was watching the same news over again. But I noticed this. There was one of those Hamas-loving people, which, by the way, they have changed, and they do definitely want river to the sea. But I digress. Went on and said they quelled Chicago quickly. There was a little uprising. They quelled Chicago quickly, just like the other school they did where they cleared out somewhere. I forget. The other day actually did a good job.
University of Florida.
University of Florida. Thank you. Of
Okay.
course, the only real free state in America. If you don't live here,
The president said we're not babysitters.
yeah, I did. It was beautiful.
The president of the university, not the United States.
Yeah, I know that. I know.
That would be
Thank
too
you
long
for
of a-
clarifying.
That would be
because-
too long of a sentence for him.
But
I did
Or is
see a
it
group
AI?
of young students that the counter protesters that went out to one of the colleges and they raised the American flag and started
Oh, yeah,
chanting
yeah.
USA.
let me finish my little thing. We'll go off on your tangent there. I do want to talk about those kids. That was groovy because there was part that I missed, and I finally got the follow up on that, watching the news like I do all the time. But they quelled Chicago real quick. Was it Chicago or was it Detroit? Well, where's the DNC convention at this year?
Chicago, isn't it?
I think it is Chicago, yeah. They quelled it real quick. Why? Because when the convention comes there, who you think else is going to show up?
Mm.
Your lovely little, let's kill all the infidels are going to show up. Letting them know right now, we're not going to tolerate you being here. Look how great we are, the Biden administration. We stompled them down. That's the politics of it.
Well,
they're just trying to look good.
Technically, today, President Ding Dong said that he was not going to supply any more weapons.
Oh,
So their demands are met. They didn't want him to stop supplying. So now pack up and go home. It's just like what was it? No justice, no peace.
Right.
yeah.
Justice is served, and then they're still rioting. Well,
Exactly.
you wanted him to stop sending arms and stuff. He said he's going to do that today. Well, I don't agree with, but he's going to do that. So now it's time to go home.
Funny, me and Cheryl did talk about that before the show.
Well,
And,
Yeah, it was on TV or
now
something.
those weapons that we're denying them are surgical weapons, if you will.
It's
And the idea is to not have that much collateral damage. So if we don't allow them to have the surgical weapons and let them have the crude Civil War weapons, the 155 howitzer, you're going to have collateral damage.
remember this: you are restricting aid and help to your finest ally overseas, yet you're cutting a blank check to Ukraine. No questions asked.
Well, in Israel, he's playing both sides. He's giving aid to Palestine, and he's giving money to Israel.
And I ran.
He wants it. He wants it both ways. Look, I'm supporting you, and I'm supporting you. Meanwhile, we, the American taxpayer, have paid $300 million so they could put a pier into the West Bank and effectively built a beachhead there in Gaza. We're involved in this war, and he's trying to play both sides of the fence. But they're constructing a pier right now into Gaza, paid for by the U.S. taxpayers, and we have U.S. military there building it. But it's not boots on the ground because they're on the pier.
Right. It's a floating pier so they can dock and bring supplies and medical stuff in.
We can use that timing just perfectly because once they kill Americans, helping cross that bridge.
They're saying it's for aid.
Yes.
They're saying it's for aid in humanitarian efforts, but it's a beachhead.
But what happens when Hamas fires a missile into that dock and some of our boys are killed? Then what?
They're going to fire back.
Huh?
That's going to start Americans shooting back.
You know what? You know what? In November, this all goes away.
Yeah, I disagree with you, Gregor, because Obama is just like, one more time. Don't do that. One more time. I'm telling you, we're going to do this. One more time.
Obama was famous for saying,
I fired up.
We're going to strike on this day at this spot around 4 or 5 o'clock right after lunch. We're going to surgically strike that area.
Well, Matt Gaetz is a congressman, and he asked in a hearing, the Secretary of the Navy, well, what if the Gazans start shooting at the pier? Will Americans be able to return fire? And the Secretary of the Navy said, well, absolutely, they'd be able to defend themselves. This is all the start of World War III, and that's what I think she was alluding to about the power being down for a year and having supplies, because President Ding Dong is dragging us into World War III, and if that happens, there's a possibility of an EMP being shot over several cities, which will shut down all electrical equipment and communication.
Not the electric cars, will they? Those will be the first ones to go. Those Teslas will go, I give up.
Tesla. Oh, Tesla's taking advantage. You know what? I wanted to go somewhere else, but now you brought up Tesla, and that's on my mind.
Hey, on a lighter note, if the Pillsbury Doughboy bent over in front of you, what would you see? Donuts.
The beginning of a s'more.
I was trying to come up with the name.
We got like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I see that. I wanted to talk a little bit about hockey tonight, but it doesn't look like we're going to really get to it, and that's okay because we're getting down here now. I'm grooving, man. Hockey has been so great.
Oh yeah.
My sleeping cycle is weird because of the mental health issues I got, and I'll fall asleep after 2 games, but there's been 4 games on like every day, and they're going overtime.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting, that's what I want to talk about. Yeah. Boy, I don't know if you watched the Brew Bums and the Pussycats, Miami Pussycats and the Boston Brew Bums, if you will.
Yep.
Wow, were they getting at it? Marchand, did you see that? Marchand is he's like our old Mario Lemieux for your Penguin fans up there. I mean, the dude is really good, and he talked to the bench, and they thought they were writing up a play. Dropped that puck, went right at it, dropped gloves. At the end of the game, and I've actually been involved in a game like this before refereeing. They actually said, the announcers, there's more men on the ice than there are in the bench because they put them all in the penalty box. Yeah. So now DraftKings and FanDuel NHL remember this is for entertainment purposes only, are telling you, please tune in Friday. Are they going to get back at it? You think they will or won't they? Will there be a brawl like the old Philadelphia Flyers Broad Street Bullies? How many rats will hit the ice?
Hey, guess what time it is?
I don't know. I'm actually, as opposed to last week, I'm happy.
Heck yeah.
I'm excited. I'd stay on another hour if I could. I hope you all enjoyed. I certainly did. And it's been fun. And we're going to come out next week with the total news about Mama Audrey's project. That's about ready to get on the roll. We're still ground level, but we'll have total information ready for the 18th.
Absolutely.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yes,
Happy Mother's Day. Until next week. See you on Thursday. It's all groovy.